y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a review of a book. If you guys like this, I may add this to my channel. I'm thinking about it because I love books. I love reading, and for people out there like me that likes to read and would like reviews on books, I can do that and add that to my channel because it is something that I like to do. So today, in honor of the late great Miss Afeni Shakur, I am going to be doing a review on the book here that was written by the actress Jasmine Guy, who was a friend of Tupac's and became great friends with his family as well. And this is the first book that Jasmine Guy has written. Again, she's an actress. And this is the back of the book. And so, I'm a huge Tupac fan. So that's what initially made me want to read the book, so I can just find out more about his background that the media doesn't portray, or stories that we don't know of him yet. So I went into the book initially with that mindset, but once I started reading it and enjoying it, I really like this book. I got to know a lot about Afeni's story and how her story and upbringing affected Tupac. And yeah, so this book, I don't want to give everything away. I will just encourage everyone to go out and get it and read it, especially if you're a woman. This book is a story about redemption, perseverance, strength, and just the struggle of being a black woman here in America. So the book does go into like her life as a child, and then it like progresses. It does talk about, I'm sorry if I keep saying so she does go into detail about her experience as a Black Panther member, her experience as a mother, like what it was like being on trial while pregnant with Tupac Shakur, and just her thought process. Like, she is a very intellectual woman, and that's where I believe Tupac got his smarts from, was his mom, because she's a very intellectual woman. If you don't know, she was on trial with, I think it was like 21 other Black Panther members, and she was her own lawyer, and her own lawyer, she beat the case on her own. Like, amazing, right? So if you read it, it goes into more detail about that. And while I was reading it, I was just thinking like, wow, it's so crazy how her life and Tupac's life is so parallel with one another, if you think about it. Just like Tupac went to a performing arts in Baltimore, she went to a performing arts school in New York. I think, if I remember correctly, it's now like the Performing Art Fame, you know, that school. She actually went there. She was enrolled, she went there, but she let her own lack of self-worth or confidence in herself deter her away from completing school at that school. And I believe she got expelled out of the school for fighting, and so she wasn't able to finish. And I think she disappointed her mom in that. But the same thing with Tupac. He went to the Baltimore Performing Arts School, but he wasn't able to graduate because he didn't have enough credits to graduate. And if you just read more, and if you are a Tupac fan, you would just be able to pick up on just how similar their lives was also. And another thing was, she was a little firecracker, strong-willed. She felt like, in the book, what I think she felt like, what I picked up on it from my reading is, she felt like her anger and her rage and pride was a strength, when in actuality it was a weakness. But she felt like she had to be the one to take care of her family, like her mother and her sister, because she is originally from down south, I believe North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, and then they moved to New York. They left her father. I don't want to give away everything, but she was so stuck in her masculine energy ever since she was a child. She carried that over into her adulthood, and also as a mother as well. And that kind of affected like her relationship with her children. But again, like I said, I am not going to give it away. If you see me looking at my thing, I just took down some notes on some of the topics that I wanted to approach with this amazing book. Again, I would recommend everyone to go out and read this book, and just, you could gather so much strength from her story. Another thing that stood out to me was, as we all know, by the infamous line on Dear Mama, even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. So the story of how she got addicted to crack is so gut-wrenching, and heartbreaking, because I don't want to give it all away. But the reason that she started smoking crack was because she went against her own morals and her own standards, and ended up having sex with this guy in prison, something that she vowed that she would never do. She ended up having sex with him, and she ended up getting pregnant. And the guy like swindled her, like, you know how some men is, run game, and like they were supposed to get married, but he was just using her, because one day she went up to the prison and she found him with his real woman, if that makes sense. So he had told her they was gonna get married, got her a ring made, and from that one time in prison, she got pregnant with him. Got pregnant. And her and his real woman, they were pregnant at the same time. And so she didn't want to keep the baby. And so some people wouldn't go with her to get an abortion. So she thought if she started smoking crack, that would kill the baby. But the baby, she started doing that, and she ended up getting addicted to it. But the baby was so resilient that her smoking crack did not affect the baby at all. Like, I mean, we know crack affects the baby, but it didn't garner an abortion like she thought it would. So she ended up getting an abortion anyway. But the thought process of just, okay, I'm gonna smoke crack because I know the crack will abort the baby, just like, you just got to think about how desperate and hopeless you will have to feel to subject yourself to smoking crack. And so when I was just like, wow, my mind was blown. And then I thought about the Tupac song, Keep Your Head Up, when he was like, and I blame my mother for turning my brother into a crack baby. that was true. Like, she did turn the baby into a crack baby before she aborted it. But again, she's not afraid to tell her story. She's not afraid to reflect and look back and see the mistakes she made, where she went wrong. Even the mistakes she made and went wrong as a mother, she acknowledges that, like, and she just puts it all out there. And even when she's talking to Jasmine, she's still like dropping gems and stuff to educate you and just to make you think, and just have you go, like, just because you went through it, like she went through it, you don't have to make the same mistakes she did. You could learn from her mistakes and not experience it yourself. But yes, this was a very good book. I loved it. I added it to my collection with my other African Americans that I like. Also, what else did I want to say? Now for the Tupac fans who still think he's alive or think he's coming back, I mean, like, I'm one of them. It's so confusing. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, he's dead, but then sometimes I'm like, no, he's alive. But while I was reading this book, I was thinking to the fans of Tupac that thinks he's still alive. It's like, from reading this book and like the information that's dropped with like the Black Panthers and how some people went underground to escape like jail time and stuff, and I'm just like, if Tupac really wanted to, if he did fake his death, he had the means and access to go underground and completely leave America and still be alive. Like, so I don't know. I did just want to put that out there. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you are gonna go pick up this book and read it, or other suggestions that you guys may have that you want me to review. Like I said, I think I'm going to add this segment to my channel because, like I said, well, I am a complex person. I don't like to be stuck in one box, so I'm just going to bring my personality to my YouTube channel and talk about things that I want to talk about and that is interesting to me. And I love reading. I like books, so I may add that to it, to my channel. But thank you again so much for watching. I just want to say happy belated birthday to Miss Afeni Shakur. And yeah, strong woman, great woman. Like, her and Tupac is like, you could, once you read this book, like, you can see where he gets his intellect from, where he gets his arrogance from, where he gets his mouth, where I am gonna speak out, you're not gonna silence me. Like, it all came from his mother. And also it does talk about like his in parallel, like, to him coming up in a music business, correlating with what she was going through at that particular time. So like I said, it's a really good book. Jasmine Guy did really good for her first time writing a book. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.